everyone, we're continuing our bitter dark chocolate mud cake with chocolatier George Havlik. But before we get to that, you have a fan.
All right.
And I just thought I'd read this out. Hope your wife's not listening. This is from Carol. Hi, just wanted to say that your chocolatier is quite the dish. Do you know what that means, the dish, dishy?
You can imagine, but if you like, you can...
Hey, wait, there's more. I have to say, sweeter than his delicate truffles.
Okay.
Mind you, they are 70% cocoa.
That's right.
Come on, even Sarah was stumbling over him. I think I'm just stumbling in general today, just to be quite honest, but there you go. So I just thought I'd let you know that you've got a fan out there.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great. No, it's, but yeah, for me it's more about the chocolate though.
That's right. Maybe your wife won't let you back on the show. So
I'm sure.
Easy tigers out there, easy tigers. Anyway, let's get on with our... What are we going to do now? We've got three different things we're doing now.
Three different things. So what we're going to do, we're going to finish the mud cake. So we've done the first part. We're just going to add all the ingredients, put it in a cake tin and then bake it. We're also going to finish the glaze. And I just wanted to kind of leave it a little bit messy because I forgot to mention that it's always a good idea to put it into a larger pot, as this always happens.
I know, because it was quite exciting when we saw it all overflow before.
It fizzes over, so that you always choose a bigger pot for this one. And then we're going to finish that, and also we're going to prepare the ganache for the cake, which we're going to finish later on. And I'm just going to use a broken ganache for that. So just in case the one that we made in the beginning for these truffles didn't work for you, I got a solution for that, so you can just fix it and use it on your cake. That's it. So for the cake, we're going to use the...
That's the liquid you made before the...
That's right. So that's got the butter, the chocolate, the water. Now we're going to add eggs, so it's cooled down. We're going to just add the eggs. You can, give them a bit of a... beat them up a little bit. Not too much. Stir them in. Whiz it around a little bit. Very simple. In here, all I've got is a caster sugar and self-raising flour. And normally, I just use a clean whisk, but I forgot to do that. But I actually use the whisk to stir this dry mix together.
Oh, I see.
What the sugar will actually do, it will, because it will bind with the flour, it will actually, you don't have to sieve it.
The flour?
Yeah, you don't have to sieve the flour, so it just makes it easier to stir it all together. So that's it, and you're going to pour it in.
It's a very simple cake, really,
It is very, yeah. It is a little bit of it, but again, you have to...
the mixture bit is the harder bit, isn't it, really?
It is a little bit, yeah, but nothing too complicated. And so that you put this together, stir it, and put it into a lined cake tin.
What size should your cake be?
This is 23. I think I haven't really measured. It's about 24 centimetres.
Okay.
But if anything, don't go smaller. You can go bigger, but don't go smaller, because the cake will become really difficult to bake. Because it's a very moist cake.
Yes.
So if you put too much in and it's too high, too much mass, it will not cook in the middle. So you can go bigger, but do not go smaller than that.
24
unless you
minimum.
change your recipes.
And you've just fully lined it with baking paper.
That's right, yeah. So there's no magic there. I'm sure we've all done it at home.
So you did your pastry chef training in the Czech Republic?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it took me about 3 years, and it was, 50-50, 50% at school and 50% on practice, so basically working with...
What's the pastry chefing industry like? Like, what are the famous cakes and so forth?
Again, it's growing, but it's a lot of it is quite... it was quite straightforward, more about like a home cooking. A lot of strudels, a lot of fruit, and we got like choux pastry rings and things like that. So yeah,
strudels, I love
strudels, yeah,
like an apple strudel.
So this is mixed up all together. All you need to do is to combine it, pour it in, and.
So if people go to the Chocolate Festival at the Visa Wellington on a plate, just wanted to mention it, do they get to see demonstrations?
That's right, that's
the same sort of thing that they're seeing here?
They will see a demonstration of, I will do one as well, myself, but there's going to be obviously some cakes, and there's going to be other things to be seen. There's going to be tastings. There's going to be a lot of things
That's what I like about those food shows.
To be done. So
the tastings.
That's right. But all the information is on the chocolatefestival.co.nz website. So, but... as you see, this is it. This is the cake. So
very runny.
It is very runny, and that's why this cake is called mud cake. So it's got a lot of moisture in it. Okay. So that's it. This oven is preheated at 170 degrees, and you're going to bake it about an hour and a half, plus minus. But it's all about testing it as you go, because each oven is different. Okay,
and how do you test it so you don't keep poking
it? You put
a
knife or skewer if it comes out clean.
And it doesn't matter if you do it a few times?
No, it doesn't.
Because by the time it's filled with ganache and covered in chocolate.
That's right. So what are we going to do? Come back to this. So this syrup was the one that we...
What's the temperature you were
we brought it to 105 degrees, right? Now it's cooled down because I left it sitting here for a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Now it's been 105, so some of the liquid that I didn't need it is evaporated out. So now that's the liquid. What we need to do is to add the cocoa powder to it. It's important to use a better quality. Don't buy the cheapest one on the shelf, but it's slightly better because that's the flavour giver.
How do you know if it's a good quality?
Generally, price tells you that. So generally, it's, again, but tasting. Just try it. And if you're familiar with certain powder, buy it and use it. This is gelatin which I've soaked in the water. What you want to squeeze out as much of the water as possible. If you're soaking your gelatin like this...
Is that cold water?
Make sure that the water is very, very cold. If you use warm one, your gelatin will disappear into that liquid.
And how long do you soak it for?
As long as it becomes nice and soft. So it's very kind of rubbery-like, versus this one here is very crunchy. So
what did you, as you just said, jelly beans?
Like jellyfish.
Like jellyfish.
yeah, so this one's very hard and kind of snappy, versus this one is just... You don't need to do...
the before and
I would say
after.
5 minutes to 10 minutes max.
Okay.
That's fine. So all you do, add that to there, cocoa powder in there. You don't have to sieve it or anything.
Is this still... Oh, it is still warm?
It is still a little bit warm, yeah. To begin with, you use the whisk just to stir this through. So, and then you're going to use the stick blender. And
Have you done lots of TV before?
No.
You're very confident. Is that a typical Czech thing? No, but I just, you know, some people are beside themselves and you're just, it's not
I
even...
don't know. Well, I do chocolate classes with people. So I do, I'm...
So the 150,000 people out there is not intimidating?
No. No, I try not to think about that. But this is basically, I stirred it through, and all we're going to do, so it's going to be a little bit noisy. Do you want to do that? Or shall I? Yeah, you just whiz it up until it all becomes very smooth. I was hoping that you know how to use it. Yeah, just go for it, really. All you want to do, because what that does is to get rid of the cocoa butter lumps and just stirs it all through nicely. That's all. And then you need two, which I haven't prepared, but let's say put it into a plastic container and cover it up. But cover it up so the Glad wrap, basically, you can put it in there, actually.
All right, we're going to go through a whole bunch of ingredients for these three things right now while you are doing the very last thing, because we are going to have to go.
Not a problem.
So just have a look, everyone can see what we're doing, the mud cake, the glaze, and now, of course, is the ganache. So what you've done here...
is... Yeah, basically I warmed up the cream, and this is my ganache that didn't work. I wasn't happy with it, so I'm just turning it into the ganache for the cakes. And
so
the instructions are there. All I do, warm up the cream and add this ganache to it, fold it through just like we did with the first one when we were making the truffles, and that's it.
All right, well,
and use it to make the cake.
Well, very exciting, because we're going to actually be dressing this cake, I don't know if that's the word, just before midday, but just ahead. Should it be against the law for your ex to post explicit pictures of you online? I surely hope so. The panel is discussing proposed changes to privacy laws. I always have this one rule: do not have explicit photos of you taken. I think that's a good rule to have. And the other political stories are going to be here too, but Melanie is here first.